Hello, students. Today I'm going to talk about a theory, pastoral ecology. Earlier, the pastoral poets uh, wrote about the characters like shepherd and shepherdesses in perfect harmony with nature. Nature then was unpolluted, and it was like a setting or background for their love life or some kind of problems between lovers and things like that. So the nature was depicted as pure, and the people who are close to nature were very innocent ones. So the animals, the cattle, and things like that, they were in perfect harmony with nature. The pastoral poets of the past, Virgil, Hesiod, Theocritus, Spenser, and Marlowe, they wrote pastoral poems where the main characters are shepherd and shepherdesses, and it was it gave an utopian view of rural life. But later, due to the two world wars and industrial revolution, nature become nature become very polluted. Like a man with his science and technology had introduced lots of instruments, and he used it for agriculture and production of things, which led to a lot of pollution. And it led to damage in a very this led and this brought in a kind of a new kind of poetry called anti-pastoral poems. The nature is no more in perfect harmony with man. So nature seems to be very hostile. So Arnold, in a tradition of anti-pastoral poets, which includes Goldsmith and Crabbe and people like him, and also the later ones Blake and Ted Hughes. In Matthew Arnold's Dover Beach, we find nature is not an thing which comforts him. He could only hear the sad, sorrowful music from nature. He thinks of how nature is being polluted and harmed and things like that. In Australia, the poem Australia, written by A.D. Hope, he also gives a very hostile picture of nature. So once upon a time, it was great. Australia was great, and later, how because of civilization and advancement, the nature has turned the nature has turned polluted. So the darkness builds those endless paws of spinach stones of. We find that these writers were mourning about how the nature has turned hostile. So later, a new kind of theory was formulated by Gifford as post-pastoral theory. Here, the post-pastoral takes care of the welfare of the planet and takes responsibility for nature. And we find that how the in the poem Dust, how due to agricultural wrong usage of technology, nature has been hostile, has turned hostile, and it has been they have used a lot of agricultural equipments, which is and agricultural methodology also has changed. Because of that, there's a lot of dust, and everywhere there's pollution, and it is causing a lot of disease. So it is the responsibility of man to do something to change his ways. Gifford's post-pastoral theory, he talks about an awe in attention to the natural world. So these are theories like recognition of a creative destructive universe equally in balance. Inner human nature can be understood in relation to the external nature. So we find in the poem The Wattle Tree, the poet is awestruck looking at the tree. So she says the tree knows the four truths: earth, water, air, and fire of the sun. The tree holds four truths in one: root, limb and leaf unfold after the seed, and these rejoice. So a poet is wonderstruck at the way the appearance of the wattle tree. So it's so wonderful sight to look at it, and how it is like blazing like a fire of the sun. So the poet is amazed. Then in the poem Rock Pool, the poet is we can apply the second theory of it, the creative destructive energy which is found outside the world as well as inside. So the animal world and also the human world. So here we find that the sea animals in the rock pool, they are fighting with one another, and they are it's a kind of a survival for the fittest. The same way human beings also, they fight with one another for the survival of the fittest, and there was this kind of a thing is going on in the world. Another thing is, whatever all human species, either it is an animal or a worm or human beings, so there is they are born, they procreate, and they die. So this is a common factor in both human beings as well as in animal world and everywhere, all living things. So here the poet says that she wonders at it, and she thinks that why human beings are so proud. They should shed their ego, and they should understand that to respect every life on this universe. So these are the things we have seen that because of post pastel, man has to take responsibility for nature. It's not it is a different thing, quite a different theory. So here pastel is just appreciating, and there's a background and there's a setting. And anti-pastel is talks about the negative aspect of nature and how nature has turned hostile. Gifford's theory can the it talks about non-anthropocentric value on non-human things and other aspects of nature. So thank you very much for listening.